Hello there, I'm Esteban Burgoa. I'm a war veteran and I served in Iraq in 2003. I went from being a real estate broker to serviceman, veteran, and homeless. Yes, I became a homeless person because of the greed of banks. I had a home that was worth like $650,000, 4 units, and when I got back from the war, I got back to the real estate, but in 2007, the real estate market collapsed, and my income went down. Some of the tenants in the building could not afford to pay me the rent because they lost their job as well. It was hardship. I fell behind, and I was kind of lucky to put together with some of my friends $57,000 and pay the bank. The bank increased too many junk fees besides the money that was owed to them to make it harder on us. We paid them $57,000. After they took the money, they decided not to give us a loan modification. I took a job as a truck driver, and the beginning is hard because if you don't have the experience, they don't pay you. So sometimes I used to make $300 a week, and you spend $250 in food on the road. When you get back home, you got $50, you got bills, and it just was impossible. We got letters that we sent to the bank to negotiate. They keep denying. We had an attorney, nothing worked. Pretty much after we paid the $57,000, we went to court. The judge was very nice, and he asked to sell the property, but it was impossible with the market and banks not even loaning money out. Later on, the attorney from the bank went around the system and got another judge, which was very reluctant to talk to us, and pretty much it's just like gave the attorney the property. And the weird thing is, when I was truck driving, these people showed up on the property, changed the locks to the house, and I was locked out without even given the proper due process of going to court. So pretty much was a ripoff. Then they ate up all these junk fees. The same attorney ate up another $29,000 after I paid $57,000, denied the loan modification. I was very hurt. At that time, I suffered what's called post-traumatic stress disorder. I served in the front lines. I used to run convoys, and I had responsibility with my unit of securing a lot of personal equipment. And it was very detrimental to come back home after serving your nation, country, and when you ask something so simple, it's denied. It's heartbroken. I couldn't believe it. I was willing to die for the country, willing to die for the nation. Some of my friends got blown up into pieces, and yet when I asked for a simple help, they did not listen. As a matter of fact, they behave very corrupted, very greedy, and this orchestrated failed economy was orchestrated by the same people that give the loans, that gives the mortgage to take our houses back. They take interest. I pay 17 years interest in my property. I raise my children in there. Then they take $57,000. Then they collect money from the private mortgage insurance. Then they sell the property to the personal bodies, investors, for dirt cheap. I find out my property was sold for $300,000. I want a congressional investigation into this bank named Archer Bank. I want really for them to open up these books, because they could not give me a loan modification after paying $57,000. But I'm sure the property sold the house for $100,000 to the personal bodies or investors and double their money. I'm sure they probably walked with $200,000 in profits. Yep, I paid $57,000, but they could not give me a loan modification. They gave me a lot of red tape. I think they violated my rights. I wrote to the commander-in-chief at the time, President Obama. Never replied back to me. I wrote to my Senator Durbin. They sent me a letter and pretty much like, you're on your own. You know, the same people who love to take pictures with veterans and brag so much about our duty to the country are the ones that are cutting our deals, our benefits, everything. I've been thinking about boycotting the bank. I got the check that I paid the $57,000. I have the paper trail, the proof that we try our best to really do this. I hope no veteran ever has to go through what I went through. Being sick with post-traumatic stress disorder and losing your home to a bunch of greedy bankers and investors. If they don't have mercy over veterans, for God's sake, what's going to happen to the rest of the population? I hope we all can come together and help each other and bring this nightmare, because the American dream became the nightmare of the American people. I hope we can do something. God bless you all.